Hi, my name is Carlo Volpe,
And I'm Desmond Silva,
and
and
welcome to
welcome to
Centerville
Centerville
Voice.
Voice.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Centerville Voice. My name is Carlo, and my good friend Desmond. How are you, Des?
Okay, how about you, Carlo?
I'm good. Thank you so much, and good to see you again, Des. And good everybody. Good to see everybody, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Des, we're gonna get right into it. Episode number 24. And our last episode, we were talking about comics and how they've changed, and the whole Superman and Batman, and that was good. That was a lot of fun. Today, I want to talk about. We want to talk about LGB, right? Is that
LGB, LGB.
LGB? And that's not the beginning of the LGBTQT and all that stuff, because we can talk about that stuff. But this is LGB. Let's go, Brandon. And this is something that I find extremely humorous, but also so powerful because we need this. We need, how like sometimes you need to really show how ridiculous something is before people start understanding it. I think this is one of those situations.
Yep.
And to give everybody a kind of a recap on how it started, apparently a couple weeks ago, early on in October 2nd, there was a NASCAR event going on in the US. And there was an NBC reporter that was interviewing a famous NASCAR person, so Brandon Brown. And as she was interviewing Brandon Brown, the whole NASCAR crowd just got up and cheered and started saying, F Joe Biden. And the reporter, I don't know if it was an honest mistake. I don't know if the reporter spun it, but the reporter thought they were saying, let's go, Brandon. Right. So let's go. NBC start running with that. Let's go, Brandon. And the whole internet just exploded basically.
Yeah.
Since then, it's been a whole month since then. And let's go, Brandon is like the cheer of all cheers, because we know people meant to say fuck Joe Biden.
Yes.
And you can't say that, right? You can't say it on the news. You can't say it on the headlines. But let's go, Brandon is everywhere. And because it's code and we know what it means, that's why I love it personally. What do you think about it? Is it like...
No, like for someone who doesn't know about it right off the bat, like I watched the song and the video too. When I first saw it, it starts off with Trump going LGB, LGB, and then it goes on to with Biden spewing a whole bunch of Biden stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it goes back to that famous clip, something like, if you're not done with that, then you wait black.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. And you're talking about the clip, right? It's basically that internet meme, or that, what, a 1 minute clip or 2 minute clip that's going on, and pieced together all his gaffes and all these things. Exactly. And this kind of like let's go Brandon, or let's go Brandon. It's like it was made for the internet. You know what I mean? It's made for this era where the memes, that people are just gonna change anything into anything. You know what I mean? And it's funny because what I find particularly funny is that I've heard that now it's like you can't, discouraging people from saying let's go Brandon.
Yeah, I know. Even though like a lot of people, when they say LGB, right, when I first saw it, I thought LGBTQ. I thought it was the LGBTQ community.
We're never sure anymore.
When you first see the first few seconds, you think it's like you think, oh, it's a song about Trump cheering for the LGBT community.
Yeah.
And actually those clips are from when he talks about LGBTQ.
Yeah, because he does support them. He does actually.
He did support them. He's actually the first president of the United States to openly support the LGBT community from the get-go. Right. So
I think that
it's misleading. But then when you get into it, it's like,
oh, okay. Well, I think it's perfect because it's kind of a culmination of all the stuff that people are making fun of Biden, but at the same time, it shows Trump. You know what I mean? And I don't know what do you do when everybody kind of is laughing at the president, right? And like, what do you do? I mean, there's not another election coming anytime soon.
And it's funny there was because there are so many people afraid of Trump coming back to the presidency. They're doing whatever they can to keep him out of the election. I mean, they're working on another witch hunt with his with that checking his taxes and all that stuff, right? And it's just ridiculous because they're trying to not just with his taxes, also but now with the involvement in the Capitol the Capitol riots, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they linking it to him?
They're trying to link it to him.
Yeah.
They're trying to link it to him, and they're trying to see how involved he was with this. And
well, they tried to impeach him twice, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
And that didn't work.
Impeach him twice and failed. Right?
Well, and that's the thing with this whole. I mean, I guess the serious side of the fuck Joe Biden or let's go Brandon thing is that it's so clear that, in my opinion, like I was saying to you earlier before the show started, he's clear that he's experiencing cognitive decline. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical expert, but I'm a human. I've been around for 43 years. I know sometimes, all of us know when you see something. You don't need to be a scientist. You know something's wrong. And other people have said this, but I kind of feel like this sometimes too, is like, what do you think his kids are saying? What's his wife thinking? What his grandchildren thinking? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'm not embarrassed for him, but I would be embarrassed for him, right? If I was. But at the same time, it's like, well, that's the game he's in. He's been in politics his whole life. It's not like he's not prepared for this.
Yeah, like he's been there since the 70s. Now there are, I will play devil's advocate in here.
Okay.
There are certain points where Joe Biden actually started saying things that made sense, and actually when he was sensible.
Okay.
But when he was sensible, he was censored.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird. That's when he started talking off script. Okay. Because they script everything for him. He can't say anything without a teleprompter. That's fishy.
Well, I mean, even remember at the very beginning, at the end of the election, or just before the election, and then even as soon as he got elected, he kept on saying, "I'm going to get in trouble for this. I got to go. They got to tell me to leave, guys." It's like he was basically signaling to us that, like you said, I'm going off script, guys. I'm not allowed to do this. And it's like, he's only himself when he goes off script, of course, because you're not yourself when you're on script. You're an actor when you're on script.
Exactly. And when the times that he wasn't on script, he actually started asking questions.
Yeah.
And when he started asking questions that the people pulling the strings on him didn't like, they cut his mic.
Yeah. Well, I know. It's almost exactly like you said. Once you're going off script.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's his own party.
Yeah.
I understand that the Democrats doing this with Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. But the Democrats are doing this with their own president, their own candidate, their own leader.
Exactly. Well, there's people have been saying for months now that, Nancy Pelosi's pulling the strings, or other people pulling the strings, and quite honestly, if a lot of people don't think that Joe Biden is capable of running things anyway, so he's probably not running the show.
No,
I don't know who's running the show, but I think this Let's Go Brandon thing, I don't think it's going away. It's becoming funny, and it's like I didn't dig it up, but I mentioned something earlier too about is government Canada basically being against this, but I'll dig it up. Maybe we'll put it in the show notes or whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised if you started seeing censorship now around stuff like this, right?
Oh yeah, you did say, I think you did mention earlier before the show started that that there are people in certain Canadian government, Canadian companies that were that received a memo that censoring Let's Go Brandon.
Exactly. Right? Basically, you're right. Censoring their employees from saying "Let's Go Brandon" or taking part in that because of the public perception, right? Because of the worried about, and that's another thing that's crazy about these days, that these private companies are worried about what Facebook says about them, or what worries about, because it's all about advertising. It's all about your name is your name, and an employee. Yeah. It's getting like, it's almost like it's getting too connected. At what point are we ever going to have privacy? Privacy is kind of dissolving, right?
Yeah, it is.
Over time, it really is dissolving, and like just take it. Well, exactly. We 100% give it up, right? In the terms and agreements when we sign up for YouTube, when we sign up for all these things. Yeah. But like the times of years ago where your father worked at a job, or your parents worked somewhere, and the people at their work didn't know what they did on their private life. You know what I mean? Or the people at church didn't know. There was segregation. Your privacy or your home life was your private life, and you only opened up to people you wanted to open up to. And now it's like we've become so eager. We went from sharing nothing to sharing everything so fast. And that's what it was, so quickly, that now we've now shared our whole lives, and you can't really unshare now.
Well, it started with MySpace years ago, right? And then after MySpace, Facebook, Twitter.
Facebook took the next level. Yeah,
Facebook was that one thing, but Twitter took it like the real next level, because there were people on Twitter back before Twitter got political, that Facebook got political, that were just they used to call them Twitter whores.
Cause I'm always tweeting all the important things you see, like when I fart, cry, laugh, burp, and when I have to pee.
Well, Twitter's.
There was such big attention. They're just such attention sponges. Yeah. Like they were just crazy for attention.
Well,
They would tweet about anything, including I walked my dog today. Oh, I stubbed my toe right now.
Yeah, I remember when Twitter just came out. Well, Instagram kind of took that over that, right? Selfies, do this, taking butt shots, taking faces, all these filters. Like I mean, half the people that are on Instagram don't look like what their pictures look like, right? And it's weird because the world's kind of getting used to that, and it's almost like we're okay with that. I don't know. The next thing that scares me is the whole Facebook change of Meta and all this stuff. I feel like they're trying to create a virtual world. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like they're trying to create a virtual world where virtual gaming, virtual everything, and that virtual space is where they're gonna call this is their only safe space. And I'm worried about that because I'm worried that this safe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm worried about this virtual life.
Well, I don't know, but the thing is they are trying to create a monopoly in one way. Like they bought out Instagram, they bought out Facebook. I mean, Facebook has bought Zuckerberg has bought out Instagram and WhatsApp, right? Yeah. So it's just a matter of time before he goes after other social media until he has a monopoly. And now that's dangerous. Yes, if you have a monopoly on social media, that's
I mean, Facebook essentially does now, though, right? Doesn't Facebook own YouTube, or is Google own YouTube?
Google owns YouTube.
Oh, okay. But like on Facebook, I mean, the biggest platform is Facebook, right? I mean, there's Parler, there's other things, but basically it's Facebook.
Yeah. Well, for our generation, let's put it that way. For our generation, it's a few years back also, right? Sorry, a few years behind us. So those who are like within about 10 years range are on that. A lot. Yeah,
anybody 30 and above, probably.
Yeah, about 38 and above, maybe 35, around there. Yeah.
But what's everybody younger doing then?
Instagram. Everyone who's in their 20s, they're on Snapchat. Snapchat.
Snapchat's one of those things where I still can't believe that it's still around. When everybody tells me that they're on it or tells me that young people are on it, I'm like, really? Yeah. But what is it? Just is it messages or is it clips, videos, or pictures?
It's everything. It's like a cross between TikTok, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Okay.
Oh, it's like a messaging service as well. It's almost like an instant messenger.
Yes, they are instant messages. And the only thing that I don't like about it is that, or it could be seen as a good thing for some could see a bad thing, is that once you read a message or a video, it goes away.
Oh, it's gone. I've heard. Okay, so I remember that. It still disappears. So when you send the message, it's gone.
You send the message.
You can probably save it,
videos, pictures, or stuff like that. You send that. Yeah. If you don't save it within a certain time period, it's gone afterwards.
Is that a feature or a bug?
I think that's more of a feature because they tell you have so much time left to.
Yeah, so it's almost like making it that it's temporary. This is temporary, whatever. Meanwhile, they still have all that data on their servers.
And there's WhatsApp. WhatsApp's become a lot of very popular, especially amongst family groups. I know my family, we've got a WhatsApp.
I like Telegraph, actually. Telegram, is it? I like Telegram.
Okay, that one I haven't heard about, I'll be honest.
Oh, it's really great. You must have heard about it. Really?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Telegram, yeah. It's secure. Yeah, it's secure. It's pretty good. It's like it's like, I don't know, like BBM used to be. I used to love BBM. Remember BlackBerry Messenger?
Oh yeah.
BlackBerry employee, old BlackBerry employee. So
they got a song for that.
Oh yeah, BBM.
Wagberry. No, not Wagberry. Swagberry.
Oh, Swagberry.
Yeah. It's from BlackBerry. They call it Swagberry. I'm getting on my baby, but you ain't got no pin. I don't want your number. The only way to meet is through me. It was really popular. Blackberries were really popular with coincidentally, the urban Afro community, right?
Yeah, man.
And a lot of people who lived in those types of communities, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you listen to rap music or like hip hop and all that stuff, you got yourself a Swagberry. You know what I mean?
Jay-Z had a song where he mentioned BlackBerry, and I think he called it a blueberry. I think in the song.
Really?
He meant BlackBerry. Yeah, I think he made it like on a play of words, or whatever, where the blueberry still connects. I don't know what song it is, but anyway, let's get back to our topic. Yeah. So let's get this. And let's not mince words. It's people are saying fuck Joe Biden, right? That's what they're saying. When they're saying let's go Brandon, they're saying bleep Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. So when we hear if this keeps on going for the next year or so, like why is F Joe Biden still a big thing? And it begs the question too, like the jury's not. Is the jury still out on the whole election? Being
There are still people who don't believe that the election was properly won. There are
but is there
people
still
who have
audits
just
going
given
on?
up.
Is there still audits going on? Is it still in court, or is it kind of resolved?
Well,
Still fighting it.
It's over with as far as the majority of the people are concerned. Like there are people like as far as the legal action is concerned.
Yeah,
right?
still lawsuits going on still.
And honestly, in my opinion, it's useless worrying about it now.
Yeah.
Because you might as well just wait for the next election, right? Patient and then do
But
that.
to the point of what do the elections mean anymore?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you can have a president. You can have a president like Joe Biden. That I mean, it's basically the parties in power. That's the one who's running it, right? So their administrations in party. But you have a president like Joe Biden. I don't think he's pulling the strings. Now, Donald Trump, I do think Trump was pulling the strings.
Yeah.
At least in his where presidents do, I think he was one of those presidents that did.
Yeah.
I don't think he outreached. I don't think he stretched out and did things that most presidents couldn't. But I think within his range, I definitely think. Now, I don't think Joe Biden's doing anything. I think it's sippy cup Joe, like Uncle Joe's.
Even with when it came to the riots and all that stuff, Trump would not send in troops unless the states requested it or the cities or mayors requested it. He said the National Guard is ready. If you want help, just ask. And those that asked got help.
Yeah.
And the media spun it that, oh my gosh, it's an invasion force. No, not the invasion. Most of the National Guard, for Pete's sake, they're doing their job. It's like telling the police or like an invasion force.
No.
They're neighborhood cops.
Well, exactly. When I grew up, like the police were there to help you. They're still there to help you, but it's the media that's changed the opinion, and that's the problem, right? We got to do we got a new episode on that. The whole media, how they basically are.
How things are like. Even Bill Mayer is saying how things have reversed. The people who say that they're the far left, who are considering themselves progressive, are actually more regressive than they portray themselves. I mean, you got them promoting racial segregation.
Oh, that's crazy. Bill Maher he's a special beast. I'll tell you, because he jumps left and right and center. He speaks the truth. He shits on the left a lot. I gotta say, he's very hard on the Democrats. Now he'll never admit that he agrees with right-wing ideologies, but he does.
Well, the thing is that Bill is a classic liberal.
Yes, like we were saying,
exactly.
Like we grew up.
Yeah. He was a classic liberal. So he is by standards back in the 90s, he would have been a liberal, right? By standards during the Obama era up until his second term, he would have been considered a liberal. After Obama's second term, that's around the time where things started to go downhill, and then that's where you had the rise of the far left, right? And that's
well, even guys like I say, just to compare quickly, guys like Joe Rogan online, he gets accused of being right wing when he's not right wing. He's a left wing. He's a liberal, right? He grew up his parents were hippies, and he grew up in San Francisco for a couple of years, and likes drugs and sex, and like a lot of liberals, right? But it's the times that's making people who were liberal, right, seem conservative. Like me, oftentimes I think to myself now, I'm like, am I conservative? I guess I am. Well, maybe I am. Like the thing is, you move also, right? You can evolve either way, or you can shift either way. But also, if the world is moving left, you look more right. So
that's the thing, right?
And I mean, there's no answer, I guess. But just maybe we can wrap this up. This whole Joe, just this Brandon thing. Let's go, Brandon. I like it. I hope it keeps on going till the election.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And and when I see the media kind of spinning it or defending it, or now I think they're staying away from it, right? Because they know the obvious answer. I just think it's even more funny because I think it's kind of like left is kind of eating itself a little bit, right?
It's eating itself. It's becoming pathetic. It's just ridiculous. It's like CNN saying, "Oh, these are peaceful protests."
Mostly peaceful protests.
And there is literally a building on fire and people running around
The police station was on fire when they said that. The police station. When you have burning down the police station, that's not a peaceful.
Yeah. Or Don Lemon trying to get Morgan Freeman to admit that there's systemic racism in this day and age, to which Morgan Freeman said no.
No.
He said no. You want evidence of that? Just look at me and you.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many examples. Like, it happens all the time. There's so many examples. But all right, Des, let's wrap this up.
Yep.
Thanks for your time, Desmond. Thanks everybody for listening. Any last words?
Nope, that's LGB.
LGB. All right.
We'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you. Peace. Love y'all. Ciao. Hi, and thanks for watching this episode of Centerville Voice. If you like what you see, don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're watching this on YouTube, also click on the notifications icon to make sure you'll get notified on all of our new episodes every Friday. By sharing and liking this episode and all of our episodes, it really helps to promote the channel. And by sharing these episodes, it helps to promote our word and get the word out. If you like what you see and hear, please consider becoming one of our supporters on Patreon. 10% of all Patreon supporter donations we receive go directly to our charity of the year. This year, our charity of the year is the Terry Fox Foundation. You can visit us at centervillevoice.com to learn more and engage with us on one of our social media platforms. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you again in the next episode. Peace.